Now that we're in our first 90 days, we have an initial performance review. Now, this doesn't have to be an official performance review. This can truly just be you as this person's supervisor. Do you feel and see that they are being successful in their role? Are they meeting your expectations? Are they accomplishing the goals that you've set out for them or that your organization has set out for them? And if not, have you checked in with them to help them get on the right path? Have they received this feedback? Hopefully by now, you're having a sense of you've had these conversations, you've tried to nudge them in the right way, and hopefully they're on track and they're just things are really going in the right direction. At this point, you've probably been checking in with their direct reports. You've been having these skip level conversations, and you're starting to sense, okay, they've got this under control. I can now kind of zoom out and have a little bit more of a trust but verify kind of partnership. So rather than meeting every month with their direct reports, I'm now going to start meeting maybe every quarter. If it's a small team, maybe I meet every other month. And we're sort of starting to say, okay, you've got this. I see that you have this. I'm going to give you some space until something tells me that you need a little bit more support. This this performance review is also really important to reinforce all the positive things you're saying. Here's what you're doing well. Here's where I think we can support you more. Here's where I think you have a team member who maybe needs some performance management. Here's where you have a superstar team member who needs a little bit more positive reinforcement because they're losing morale. So these are the opportunities that we have at that 90-day mark. With that first conversation, the performance review conversations, you now have an opportunity to provide some professional development. Why at 90 days and not sooner? Too often we see managers come into a role, they get flooded with all the things they're supposed to be working on, and then they're also told they should go through manager training. I strongly encourage you to let your manager get a feel for the land for at least 3 months before you throw them into training. You can give them a coach earlier, but 3 months is a nice opportunity, especially if they've been getting this feedback, to say, okay, I kind of know what my role is now. I have a clear idea of what my goals are. And I know that we are either moving toward these goals or we're not. And I know that this has either been moving smoothly for me or it's been really tough in certain areas. And so if they go into training of some sort, they at least have a sense of what training is going to be useful to them. Maybe they feel really uncomfortable sharing feedback. Maybe they are afraid to set expectations because they feel like they want too much. Quite common for some managers, where they say, I really need them to work a lot harder than they are, or a lot faster, or a lot smarter, and I'm afraid to tell them this. So, this is where training can come in handy, and it's targeted, it's specific to them, it's going to have immediate results if it's thoughtfully done. All right, and then from here, like conf conflict resolution is something that they're going to be craving at this point. It's not uncommon for a manager to deal with unexpected conflict, such as a team member who maybe doesn't see this manager as being qualified to be their manager. Maybe there's just some personality clashes that are starting to come up, and the manager is uncomfortable with this team member, or vice versa. Maybe there's just some previous experiences that they've had together that has set them up for failure. Uh, That's just the tip of the iceberg of potential conflicts that can arise. And it's not that you need to solve the problem for them. In fact, please don't. But come in, have that conversation with them, and coach them through the process of, we have the situation. How do we address the conflict in a way that's going to be productive for the company, productive for you, and productive for the other people involved? 90 days is when you're going to start seeing the honeymoon period wear off. So this is a really great opportunity to get into that conversation.